4 through 1.
Okay, so I had Tom Brady coming in at 4, then Deshaun Watson at 3, Russell Wilson at 2, and no surprises at the top. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the league, not the 4th best player in the league, NFL top 100. Please don't do that again. We all know it's going to be Mahomes for a long time. So those are my top 4. And the reason that I have Deshaun Watson again above Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, those guys, is just I think he just extends plays with his legs, and I don't think that Brady or Rodgers at this stage in their career, well, Brady's never been able to do it really. He just climbs the pocket better than anyone I've ever seen. But Aaron Rodgers doesn't have that same mobility because of that knee injury he suffered at the beginning of the 2018 season. So Watson gets the nod above that for me at this point. So, yeah, that's why I have him at number 3. And I think if you surveyed all NFL fans, I think that on average, Mahomes and Wilson would be the top 2 quarterbacks in the league.
You would think so. Yeah. So I think Hot Dog City is confused about where we have Daniel Jones. So I assume he's tuning in late. You had Jones at 18. I had him at 16, I believe. Yeah. So, I mean, I love Daniel Jones. I think he's gonna have a great year, but he's not in the top 3. I know he's probably just kidding. Yeah, so Mahomes is the best player in the NFL. I look forward to talking about the NFL Top 100. I didn't do that. I didn't plan for it this week because I know that Kenny has a lot to say about it too. So I thought we could have like a 3-man podcast talking about the NFL Top 100. Kenny's very mad about it. By the way, Kenny is on his honeymoon right now. So congrats to him. So I'll say that, and then I'll get to my top 4. Number 4, Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, Tom Brady. Number 2, Russell Wilson, and number 1, of course, Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, I have Brady 1 spot higher than you do. You know, I could see you being right about like him like lower than Watson. But I think we're in the same vicinity. Like he is 43, so like there's always a possibility that he drops off this year and struggles. Kind of like Peyton Manning was great in 2014, and then 2015 he was just shot. Like he was done. Like so that could happen to Brady. I just wouldn't bet against the greatest player of all time, who is very determined this offseason to prove that he can win without Bill Belichick. Like I think Brady's going to have one more great year, and then maybe he falls off at 44. I love the Bucs this year.
Yeah, no, I love the Bucs this year too, but I had to downgrade him for the betrayal of the New England fans. Yeah, no, but in reality, the reason that I have him 1 spot lower than Watson again is just because Brady doesn't have mobility. He climbs the pocket well, but I think that Watson's mobility is just a little bit more of a game changer that I would like among my top quarterbacks. Watson has the mix of excellent passing ability and mobility, but you know, of the quarterbacks on this list, like, you know, Brady's passing ability to stay on the field, and just, you know, his track record of immense success, like I'm never going to doubt him. When he'll be done when I see that he's officially done. Like once he retires, that's when I'm declaring him done. But until then, I will believe him every step of the way, because I remember, I think it was 2009, the Patriots lost to the Ravens in the opening wild card game, and I was watching with my uncle, and he just turned to me and my dad, and he goes, "Brady's done. He just doesn't look good. He doesn't have it anymore." Lo and behold, 10 years and 3 Super Bowl titles later, I think he still does have it.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think everyone's been in the Brady's done camp at some point. For me, it was like the 2014 preseason. He looked terrible. Like it looked like his arm strength was shot. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe I guess he was just nursing an injury that was never reported. Because he was floating passes downfield. He looked like Brady Quinn on some occasions. Like I even wrote that on site. Like he was bad. And then lo and behold, he won the Super Bowl that year. So clearly was wrong about that. But I do think he was injured, and then he kind of improved because he got better and better each week. I remember that during that season, and then he was obviously great in the Super Bowl. So yeah, Russell Wilson too. You know, I don't think that's going to surprise anyone. And then obviously Mahomes should be the top player in the NFL. Let me ask you about Mahomes, because I saw this prop at the Westgate when I was signing up for the Super Contest. They had this cool prop of Mahomes. It says from 2020 through 2032, over on their Chiefs Super Bowls 1.5.
Ooh. I think over. I would go, I would go over pretty easily. I think every year they're going to be in contention with Mahomes, barring some massive injury.
Yeah, I agree. And I was talking to Andy, our proxy, and I was like, yeah, that seems like a good bet. Like I feel like Mahomes, I feel like it will go over. Like I think he's going to be the best quarterback in the NFL this whole decade. And then Andy was like, well, do you really want to tie your money for 10 years? I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I won't bet this. Kind of dumb to do that. But yeah, I would definitely go over 1.5. I think Mahomes at the end of his career, if he wins I'd say fewer than 4 Super Bowls, I'd be like shocked. Like I think he's going to 4 or more. Like he's that great. Like and I don't know. I just like maybe barring injury. Like of course, like injuries could happen and everything. But I think if he stays healthy and if the Chiefs suddenly aren't run by a buffoon, like Bill, let's just say Andy Reid retires and Bill O'Brien gets hired there. Like okay, maybe I changed my prediction, but I think I would go over.
Yeah, if Bill O'Brien ends up coaching Patrick Mahomes at any point in his career, that would be one of probably the most interesting things to watch, because you'll watch someone with just the most natural arm talent in the world with one of the most unnatural coaches in the NFL, just in terms of getting the most out of his players and, preparing game plans and, everything that you could ask for from a coach. But yeah, I would say over 1.5 Super Bowls. I would not be surprised to see him win 4 total, so 3 more. Or maybe even more if they can continue to draft and develop talent like they've done in recent years. I think they'll be in great shape. I hope Andy Reid stays there a long time, or at least until he retires, because I think he's just such a great coach for Mahomes, and he's a good talent evaluator and just a great guy. So I'm a big Andy Reid fan. So hopefully he gets to reap as much of Patrick Mahomes' success as possible.
Do you know how old Andy Reid is?
I want to say he's 63.
Oh, you're so close. He's 62. I actually looked it up right now. Yeah, I think it's possible that he's there this entire decade. Like, I mean, he's obviously, he'll be 72 by the time the decade's over, which is, pretty old, but for an NFL head coach. But like, Andy Reid strikes me as someone who just does football and nothing else. Like he's kind of like Bill Belichick in that sense. Like football is his entire life. And like, I feel like if he retires, like he'll be so bored that he'll want to coach again. And I think he might realize that. So like he's been a head coach every single year since 1999. It's like almost Bill Belichick. Like Belichick's what, 2000? Like they're so close to each other. And I think they are the two best coaches in the NFL. So I think that, it'll be sad when they both go. I think they'll both go around the same time. But yeah, I think I would say for the most part, if not all this decade, he'll be there. So yeah, I would go over, but yeah, it's a good point by Andy. Don't tie your money up for 10 years. It's kind of dumb. All right. I guess that's about it. And as you can, if you're watching this video, you see like it's got super dark here. I don't know what happened. But yeah, I guess that's it. Anything else or anything to plug?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Jacob Camenker. I'll be tweeting about tons of fantasy stuff in the coming weeks, fantasy football, that is. I'll try to remember to tweet out my golf picks, and I may start tweeting out pitchers to use for MLB DFS, so long as that keeps going, because I've had some good success with the model I'm using, so I'll try to do that. And, if you have any sports questions, just feel free to tweet at me. I'm always down to talk. So, yeah, follow me there.
All right, sounds good. I'm at waltzerfootball.com. Lots of fantasy football rankings and updates in the coming weeks. With training camp about to be on their way, we're going to have updates all the time. Disaster grades for opt-outs, updated 2021 NFL mock drafts from both Charlie and myself. And we have our NFL top 100 breakdown, but I look forward to talking to you and Kenny about it. Hopefully next week. I don't know when Kenny gets back exactly, but it will be either next week or the week after. So yeah, that's about it. And I will talk to you later.
All right. Sounds good. Talk to you then.
Bye-bye.